Good morning, everyone. If you would please take your seat, we're about to get started. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Lawler, and I'm proud to serve the Pennsylvania State University as the Chancellor here at Hazleton. And I'd like to welcome you to the naming ceremony for the Mary M. and Bertil E. Lofstrom Library. I'd like to thank you for being here this morning as we honor Bert, who is with us today, and we remember Mary, who passed away on July 2nd, 2016, for their generous contributions to our campus and to the university. Bert and Mary have been strong supporters in terms of both financial support and donations of artwork which grace the walls of our campus, along with the Palmer Museum at University Park. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Bert Lofstrom, sitting to my left. This is Bert. Lisa Sugar, the first Vice President of the Hazleton Council. Dr. Joe Salem Jr., Associate Dean for Learning, Undergraduate Services at Commonwealth Campuses of the University Libraries. And Ms. Eileen Kuperovich, the Director of Development and Alumni Relations at Penn State Hazleton. I'd also like to recognize a few other individuals in attendance. Attorney Pasco Shivo, another generous benefactor and a dear friend to our campus. Pasco. Terry Jones, Chair of the Penn State Hazleton Committee for Penn State's current fundraising initiative, A Greater Penn State for 21st Century Excellence. Thank you for being here, Terry. Our dear friend, Dr. Madeline Haynes, Vice President for Commonwealth Campuses and Executive Chancellor. Ulrich Bundy III, the Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations. Penny Carlson, the Assistant Vice President and Executive Director for Academic Services and Assessment. Thank you, Penny. Chris Avery, the Senior Director of Commonwealth Campuses for the libraries. Dale DeSanto, the Executive Director of Development for Commonwealth Campuses. Sitting right there. Dale Jones, Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer at Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Ms. Valerie Lynn, the Head Librarian at Penn State Hazleton. And Ted Johnson, who joins us from Canada and is Mary Lofstrom's cousin.
Hey, Ted.
We are here today to mark a momentous occasion in the history of Penn State Hazleton. Today we will name the library after two significant donors, Mary and Bert Lofstrom, whose generosity has already had an extensive impact on the campus and the university. The naming of this building is a first at Penn State Hazleton. It's the first time a building on our campus will be named after an alumnus. This will create a lasting legacy for the Lofstroms.
Yes, alumnus.
I'd like to take a few moments to share some information about Bert and Mary. Bert's connection to our campus began in 1950 when he entered the freshman class. A native of Philadelphia, Bert moved to the Hazleton area with his mother when he was in his late teens. Encouraged by his mother to further his education, Bert chose to attend Penn State Hazleton and completed his degree at University Park in 1954. While earning his bachelor's degree in commerce, he participated in the Air Force Reserve Officers Training Corps. He went on to serve in the Air Force from 1954 to 1976 and retired as a colonel. While part of the Air Force, he earned a master's degree from Michigan State University in 1964.
Yes, Rich.
We don't hold that against him in any way. And after retiring from the Air Force, Bert became a very successful business owner when he founded a labor staffing business in Virginia. Dear Mary was born in Cobalt, Ontario, Canada. She earned a bachelor's degree from St. Louis University and a master's in nursing from the Catholic University in Washington, D.C. That culminated, she began a 26-year nursing career in the Air Force that culminated in the rank of colonel. During her service, she was a nursing administrator and military consultant to the Surgeon General for 14 years and a flight nurse for 11 years, serving 10 years on overseas duties. For her distinguished service, she was awarded the Legion of Merit, the Meritorious Service Medal, the Air Force Commendation Medal, the Air Force Organizational Excellence Award, the Humanitarian Service Medal, the Air Force Seas Short and Long Tour ribbons, and several Air Force Longevity Service Award ribbons, among others. Bert and Mary's service to the Air Force, their fellow military members, and their country has been nothing short of remarkable, and for that we thank both you and Mary, Bert. Bert and Mary Lofstrom are much more than a series of dates and some terrific accomplishments. I've gotten to know Bert and Mary over the last 10 years, and I would call them true humanitarians. Mary, the very first time that I met Mary, she was very quickly wanted to tell me how proud she was of being in a helping profession. She had been a nurse for many years and was a volunteer nurse in her Indian River County area in Vero Beach, Florida, after she retired. She was just an amazing woman, and I remember her talking to me very carefully about my daughter Crystal, who is also in a helping profession, and she always asked and always followed up and wanted to know what was happening with respect to Crystal because of her need to help others. Bert is a true humanitarian, and what I can say about Bert is that he is a truly honorable man. He shows great respect for others and has always been a terrific businessman and an incredible humanitarian, and we are just so very proud to know Bert and have him part of the Penn State family.
And it's all started here.
That's right.
Service and helping others and giving back and giving of themselves have been values by which Mary and Bert have lived throughout their lives. I am reminded of a quote by Winston Churchill that says, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Mary and Bert began their philanthropy to Penn State in 1996, and through the years, they have donated artwork and made monetary gifts which will be used to help students pursuing a degree in business, just like Bert. For their generosity to Penn State, they have been inducted as members of the Mount Nittany Society at University Park and the High Acres Society at Penn State Hazleton. Bert, your legacy here at Penn State Hazleton will be visible to all of us as we now name the library today the Mary M. and Bertil E. Lofstrom Library. On behalf of the students, administration, faculty, and staff at Penn State Hazleton, I would like to thank and express our gratitude to you, Bert, and the late dear Mary, on behalf of all of us. So thank you very much, Bert.
You're welcome.
And next, it's my pleasure to introduce Eileen Cooper-Average, the Director of Development and Alumni Relations here at Penn State Hazleton. Eileen?
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure, Mr. Lofstrom, to be here today on behalf of Campus Development and Alumni Relations to offer my sincerest appreciation for your unwavering support of Penn State Hazleton, your past commitments, this current naming of the library, and future philanthropic gifts will impact the overall student experience on this campus forever. Thank you. Higher education today, as we know, presents more opportunities than ever for learning, innovation, and experiences. Private philanthropy plays an essential role in what we do on this campus and throughout our Commonwealth campuses. It will sustain the quality of the Penn State education and for making its benefits available throughout our communities. Without a doubt, Penn State alumni and friends, and this alumni, have an unparalleled commitment to our students. It is evident today by all of us in this room for the naming of the library, and it will continue to be a vital strength throughout this new campaign, A Greater Penn State for 21st Century Excellence. I have the pleasure of working with Terry Jones and campus leadership in driving that campaign to support our campus. With all of you, we make that happen, and it is evident with the generosity of Bert and Mary Lofstrom what one can do to support this campus. There are three main strategies that we are working on for this campaign that's very important for all of you to know. First, we are opening doors. This is to bring talented students to our campus, to let them graduate on time, on track, and be successful not only in their careers but in their lives. Second, we are creating transformative experiences to enable students and faculty to discover their full potential and make a difference. This could be in Penn State's classrooms, on the campus, or in the world. And the third is impacting the world. We do this by tackling and solving some of society's most pressing problems throughout discovery, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Pasco, as the past chair for the future campaign, it is with recognition that I do want to say thank you for what you did for this campus and continue to do. Our goal was exceeded on this campus, and it was due to private philanthropic support. I saw Madeline. Through that campaign, 2,200 individuals and corporate donors made it happen. It is a collection of all of our hard work to bring to this campus and to our students the experience that they all deserve. Mr. Lofstrom, I am honored to share this day with you, our second meeting, and it is truly a pleasure. I am proud to be a part of your philanthropic spirit and celebrate the naming of this library for you and your wife. Thank you again for all you have done and continue to do to support it.
Thank you.
Gary, do you want me to introduce Lisa? It is my pleasure now to ask Lisa Sugargart, First Vice President of the Penn State Hazleton campus, to the podium for some remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Sugart. I am the First Vice President of the Penn State Hazleton Council, which is the Campus Advisory Committee. I am also a very proud Penn State alumna. The Penn State Hazleton Council is a 30-member organization which performs various functions here, including guidance, counsel, and fundraising support for the Hazleton campus. The advisory board is an integral part of the campus since the early 1930s, and that is when Penn State was seeking locations for campuses all across the Commonwealth. The group of highly involved community leaders petitioned the university at that time for an educational center here in Hazleton and helped to make Penn State Hazleton the essential part of the community that it is today. On behalf of this group of community members, many of whom are alumni, I would personally like to thank Bert and Mary Lofstrom for their contributions, for the important contributions they have made not only to this campus, but to the entire Penn State University. During my time here as a student at Penn State, I attended both the Hazleton campus for 2 years, followed by 2 years at University Park. I can recall many, many hours studying here inside this library. The library was and continues to be a place where students from all academic interests gather under one roof for one common goal: to enhance their minds and excel in their chosen academic path. I cherished and still cherish my time here at Penn State, especially at the Hazleton campus. I love the campus and the beauty of Mother Nature that surrounds it, and now as a member of the council, I am proud and amazed to see how this campus has grown and continues to grow. From the Evelyn Graham Academic Building to the Charles T. Butler Teaching and Learning Resource Center, the additional residence halls that weren't here when I was here, all stunning additions since my time here on the campus. And as a former student employee of the campus bookstore, of course I'm thrilled with the bookstore we have now. and the major improvements to what I remember as the Commons, now the Slusser Basic Building. I was here for the naming of Pasco Shivo Hall for our dear friend Pasco Shivo. And of course, we cannot forget the beauty of the Dr. Lil Junis Garden and the Ronald L. and Barbara J. Belasco Bella Vista Overlook, all beautiful additions to this gorgeous campus. But the growth continues here at Penn State Hazleton today with state-of-the-art renovations to the Costas Building, new soccer fields, along with exciting new 2- and 4-year academic programs earned right here at Penn State Hazleton. But we could not be the campus that we are here today without the generosity of faithful alumni like the Lofstroms. Today, it is an honor to be here as this campus library is officially named. For the students of today and the students of tomorrow, this library will continue to provide fond memories, like it has for me, of their academic accomplishments. Mr. Lofstrom, on behalf of the Penn State Hazleton Council, I would like to thank you and your wife, Mary, for your generosity and your shared love of Penn State University. We are proud to have this campus library bear your name. Thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Joseph Salem Jr., the Associate Dean, Learning Undergraduate Services and Commonwealth Campuses.
Thank you. On behalf of University Libraries, it is my great pleasure to be here today to thank Bert Lofstrom for his great generous gift to Penn State Hazleton and for naming the Mary M. and Bertil E. Lofstrom Library. I also would like to thank Chancellor Gary Lawler for the invitation today and for all of his continued partnership with University Libraries to create a really welcoming and student-focused environment here in University Libraries. We're thrilled that the library will bear the name of the Lofstroms. We're also thrilled that it will bear the name of Mary Lofstrom. As you know, libraries are also a service profession. It is particularly noteworthy that Mary, her service profession was nursing. Our head librarian at Hazleton is also a nationally recognized nursing librarian. And so this is a really nice moment for us as a faculty in university libraries. We are also thrilled that the naming of the library accompanies the establishment of an endowment for scholarships for students. As we all know, libraries are really focused on student success. We're all in this room concerned about the cost of students' higher education. The access and affordability of higher education is something that we're all concerned about. It's also at the core of the library's mission. The resources, the spaces that the resources are used in, and the expertise, those are all part of the library's mission, and they always have been. In the digital age, that's changing a bit. We change our resources, we change our spaces and the services that are needed. But really at its core, libraries are all about student success and finding the right mix for the right environment. So we're very thrilled to be part of a gift and the establishment of an endowment that's really focused on student success. I hope that you all have an opportunity to tour the library, to see the changes in this library. We've had a really great partner in the Chancellor's office here over the last few years and really recently to enhance the experience here. On the ground floor, if you do get to walk through the library, you'll see the addition of a not yet completed but one-button studio. This is a state-of-the-art technology that allows students to really easily record presentations, to walk away with them in their pocket, and to upload it to their courses and whatever else they need to share that. It's technology that was developed at Penn State. It's at libraries throughout the country, and we're really proud to have it at as many campuses as possible. And through partnership with the Chancellor's office, we've added it here. We've also added makerspace in that space downstairs and additional group study spaces, all in support of a changing curriculum and really in support of what we see as our mission to enhance student success. So I can guarantee you, I see the requests from Val all the time, I can guarantee you that this library will continue to improve to meet the student needs and to really drive a changing environment as much as meet it. We really want Mr. Lofstrom to be as proud to have his name on this library as we are, and we will promise to continue to work for that. So thank you very much. And now, Dr. Lawler.
Thank you, Joe. At this time, we were going to pull the string and drop the banner on the sign, but what we're going to do first is allow Bert to say a few words and then end the whole ceremony with that particular portion of it. So it is my pleasure and honor, certainly, to welcome to the podium Mr. Bertil E. Lofstrom.
Well, I am Bertil E. Lofstrom, and my wife was Mary, and I had come to say a few words. I'm a little stressed out. I've been through Irma for one full 24 hours, and it was very difficult. Thank God it went up the West Coast as far as I was concerned, and I feel for those people. I live on the East Coast, and I told you I was stressed out. I live in Vero Beach, thank you, sir. And I do live there, and I have lived there since 1988. And I had his speech memorized, but Gary gave it, so I have very little to say, but I will review the bidding a little bit. Mary was born in Ontario, Canada, and came to the United States after graduating from high school to train as a nurse. She came to Burlington, Vermont, and trained, and after her training, she went to Ohio to a hospital and was in nursing. And she then went to St. Louis University and got her bachelor's degree in nursing, and subsequently went to Catholic U for her master's in nursing. She then applied to the Air Force for a direct commission as a nurse in the United States Air Force, and the Air Force brought her on as a captain in the nursing corps, and she served for 26 years. Her second assignment was to Tachikawa Air Base, Japan, where she was a med evacuation nurse, bringing casualties back from the Far East to the United States. And then I'll review what I was doing at this time. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut, but I was raised in Philadelphia. And I graduated from high school in Philadelphia and came to Drums, Pennsylvania. And I started Penn State Hazleton at 1950. And I graduated 4 years later, which makes it 54, by the way. And that's what a college degree will do for you. And then I was also commissioned on that day as a second lieutenant in the Air Force Reserve. And I went on active duty relatively soon. And I've completed my obligation for service. And the Air Force asked me if I wanted to stay on, and I was so proud to be an Air Force officer that I said, I'll stay on active duty, which I did. After 9 years service, they sent me to Michigan State University, where I did not meet Rich, but he subsequently came, and he told me he went to Michigan State, and we're both proud of Michigan State, but more proud of Penn State University. Thank you. And I graduated with my MBA and was assigned to Tachikawa Air Base, Japan, in accounting and finance. And I was there a short time when I met Mary, and I dated her until she departed because the Air Force sent her to Ohio. Columbus, Ohio Air Force Base had a hospital, and she was at the hospital there. And after several months of separation, I thought it right that I go visit Mary, and I went to Columbus, and after a short stay, I thought, am I going to leave this woman here, this wonderful woman? And the answer was, I asked her to marry me, and she consented to do so, and we were married in Columbus, Ohio on October 22nd, 1965, which made us married for almost 51 years when she died. And after I went back to Japan, and she followed, and we served many tours after, and retired. We both retired from the United States Air Force, and we went to Alexandria, Virginia, where a retired Air Force officer asked me to join him in opening offices in part-time help. I invested in many, many offices throughout the United States, and they paid dividends and were prosperous. And Mary and I held on to these investments into our 70s, and then we evacuated we just sold the whole portfolio of investments. And I had some money, and I donated some to Penn State University Hazleton. And for all you proud people, thank you all for coming. And Mary died in the summer of 2016, and we had discussed where we wanted to be buried, and we agreed that we both wanted to be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. And that was accomplished in March of this year. The ceremony was a great honor to Mary and an inspiration to me to see how else I could honor Mary. So I began discussions with a representative of Penn State University about naming this building after me. And the university gave its consent to naming this university this past summer. And here we are today to celebrate the event. And thank you all for coming, and God bless America! That concludes my remarks, and thank you all. Is that a future Penn Stater? Yes, this is for you, my man.
The entire
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to dedicate, on behalf of Bert Lofstrom, the Mary M. and Bertil E. Lofstrom Library. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow!
Thank you for everything you've done. I was overwhelmed with these things.
All right, why don't we go inside for refreshments? Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Nicely done.